So I got in a lot of trouble. At the Black People meeting, they yelled at me for explaining Not Like Us to white people. Umar was mad. But I did explain to them that I got comments from people all over the world who were like, hey, English is not my first language. I do not really understand. Thank you for helping me understand what Kendrick is saying. And I said, can I just explain to them the third verse? Because the third verse is so important. And they said yes. If you really want to understand Not Like Us and what Kendrick is talking about throughout the whole battle, the real key is the third verse. Let's look at it. Again, I am not authorized to tell you everything, but I can get you pretty far along the road. Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. So he's telling a story about the history of African American people, right? Homie Drake still doubled down calling us some slaves because there's a infamous line in the battle where Drake says he's rapping like he's trying to get the slaves freed, which is like, what are you down for us? Like, shouldn't you be trying to rap to try to get this? Like, what liberation is obviously. So Kendrick's firing back at him for that bullshit, but also indicating we're about to go into some history because he goes into a really interesting historical analogy. Atlanta was the Mecca, the center of Black America when we were largely in the South, building railroads and trains, creating industry, creating things. Bear with me for a second. Let me put y'all on game. Let me explain to you something. Let me educate you. And he builds this amazing analogy. The settlers, the white folks, was using town folk to make them richer, right? Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. The white settlers were using the black locals to make them richer as labor, right? They were extracting wealth from them. Well, what is Drake doing? Kendrick says, you run to Atlanta when you need a check balance, when you need to figure out who you really are, when you need to boost up, you go to Atlanta just like the settlers did who were taking wealth from the black folks. Let me break it down for you. This the real nigga challenge, because we about to find out who's really black. You called Future, big rapper, big producer, when you didn't see the club. Lil Baby, another big Atlanta rapper, helped you get your lingo up, helped you learn how to talk on these records. 21 Savage gave you false street cred. Young Thug made you feel like you were tough. That's all we can say about that. He's naming all these Atlanta rappers, Quavo from the Migos, 2 Chainz, who are saying, there's all these black Atlanta rappers who you have run to when you needed a few dollars in order to extract their black culture, their cool, their lingo, their blackness for your own enrichment. So then he concludes, no, you're not a colleague, you're a fucking colonizer. Just like the settlers who used the black townspeople to make money to enrich them, you also are extracting black culture for your own enrichment, your own empowerment. You're not like us. You're a colonizer. Yes, calling someone a colonizer is a serious insult. But the way Kendrick wraps it up in this black history and this analogy from decades ago and centuries ago, like, I mean, this is a pop song. Like, what?